a warning wrapped in fire. They will disarm or we will disarm them. Trump's message to Hamas shook Washington and Tel Aviv alike. As ceasefire hopes flicker and hostages remain unaccounted for, Israel braces for what comes next. Peace or punishment, Trump's Phase 2 may decide Gaza's fate. US President Donald Trump has warned that Hamas must disarm or face being disarmed quickly and perhaps violently. Speaking at the White House, Trump said Hamas had conveyed through his envoys, US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Senior Advisor Jared Kushner, that it would comply with disarmament as part of the US-brokered ceasefire in Gaza. The two met last week in Sharm el-Sheikh with Hamas negotiator Khalil al-Hayya to ensure both sides uphold the terms of the agreement. The American president said that while 20 surviving Israeli hostages have been released, Hamas has yet to return all the deceased captives as required under the deal. The president noted,
"How long will it take Hamas to disarm, and can you guarantee that is going to happen?"
Well, they're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you. But if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games, okay? Now, we did something monumental. We got the hostages back. That was the first thing we had to do. Above all else, get the hostages back. Now, they misrepresented because we were told they had 26, 24 of dead hostages, if we can use those terms. And it seems as though they don't have that.
Trump added that Hamas had taken out some gangs in the Gaza Strip and that the killings by Hamas militants did not bother him.
Also, they said they were going to disarm. And initially speaking, they did take out a couple of gangs that were very bad, very, very bad gangs, and they did take them out, and they killed a number of gang members. And that didn't bother me much, to be honest with you. That's okay. We had a couple of very bad gangs. It's no different than other countries. Like Venezuela sent their gangs into us, and we took care of those gangs. We have Washington, D.C.
Trump, however, did not have a definitive answer when asked if he had given Hamas a deadline for the group's disarmament.
But we have told them we want to disarm, and they will disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes. You say
because
quickly.
Everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm or we will disarm them. Got it?
Quickly, but what is the deadline you're going to put on them before you take action?
A reasonable period of time. Pretty quickly. A reasonable period of time.
Posting on Truth Social, Trump said, the job is not done, adding that Phase 2 begins right now, referring to his broader plan for Gaza's reconstruction and governance, which envisions a transitional Palestinian administration overseen by an international peace board. The White House maintains that Hamas must meet all terms of the ceasefire, including full disarmament and the return of every hostage. In an exclusive interview with CBS Mornings, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he's hopeful for a peaceful next phase in the deal between Israel and Hamas, but noted Trump's conditions are very clear. Hamas must give up its arms and demilitarize, or all hell breaks loose. Netanyahu said the priority now is demilitarization, explaining that Hamas must surrender its weapons and halt the production and smuggling of arms into Gaza. He told CBS that peace will only hold if Hamas gives up its military infrastructure entirely.
We agreed to give peace a chance. First, Hamas has to give up its arms. And second, you want to make sure that there are no weapons factories inside Gaza. There's no smuggling of weapons into Gaza. That's a demilitarization.
Reflecting on Israel's broader regional efforts, Netanyahu pointed to the Abraham Accords as evidence that peace with Arab nations is possible, calling the current opportunity one that could bring stability to the entire region.
We have an opportunity to broaden that peace. It would be the greatest gift we can bring to the people of Israel, the people of the region, and the people of the world.
Netanyahu concluded that Israel remains ready to move forward peacefully, provided Hamas fulfills its obligations to disarm and demilitarize. Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has urged Netanyahu to issue a firm ultimatum to Hamas, after the group failed to return all deceased hostages as agreed under the US brokered deal. If you do not immediately return all the bodies of our fallen and continue to delay, we will immediately halt all aid supplies entering the Strip. The fact that Hamas allows itself to continue playing games and to delay the return of the bodies of our fallen indicates that the terrorist organization is still alive and active, and that the mission to destroy it has not yet been achieved and must be achieved as soon as possible as part of the war's objectives. A senior Hamas official, speaking to Middle East Eye, countered that Israel shares responsibility for the delay, saying ongoing Israeli military activity has complicated efforts to locate and recover the remains. The official added that both sides had acknowledged during negotiations that time and access would be needed to complete the process. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati said 15 Palestinian technocrats have been selected to administer post-war Gaza with approval from Israel, Hamas, and other Palestinian factions. According to an Al Jazeera report, Abdelati told that the committee will oversee daily life in Gaza and coordinate reconstruction under the supervision of a board of peace chaired by the US President Donald Trump. Abdelati said the technocrats' names have been vetted by Israel and accepted by all Palestinian parties. According to Abdelati, Hamas has endorsed the plan and agreed not to participate in the transitional government, while supporting the administrative committee's deployment on the ground. Abdelati added that Israel must comply with its commitments, including a withdrawal from Gaza and allowing unrestricted aid flow. The initiative marks a critical step toward rebuilding Gaza after 2 years of devastating conflict.